I will be doing this co-star while complaining about makeup companies not being inclusive as they should be. That will always be a problem in the modern day. There are so many different shades of skin. There's so many different shades of wheat. We're all different shades of wheat. And her shade just happens to not exist anywhere anymore. They used to make a color in this one foundation brand for her medium skin tone that was completely neutral. Because her skin tone is completely neutral. And as soon as she ran out of her favorite light concealer and her favorite bronzer from this one brand, it got discontinued. Like, I understand manufacturers run out of, like, the ingredients to make certain things, or the company that originally made the ingredients changed. But that doesn't mean you don't find a way to make it in a different way. You look for a new way to create that same color that worked for so many people. Her concealer was notorious for almost always being sold out. So the fact that they wouldn't look for a new way to make that exact concealer is ridiculous. Clearly it's in high demand because it was the only company that made that color. And it no longer exists in any company. She can't find a neutral concealer that matches her medium dark skin tone. She is a very tan woman, and she is blonde with blue eyes. With neutral skin. It's so hard for her when everything she's ever loved and used constantly gets discontinued. Even her hair toner. She's a natural blonde, but she tones her hair so that it doesn't turn yellow. Just to tone it so her hair don't turn yellow, because she doesn't want the bronziness in her hair. She wants the cool-toned blonde, since it looks nicer with her skin tone. But they got rid of her favorite toner and changed the formula, and now it doesn't work anymore because it isn't an ashy cool blue, which neutralizes the oranges in her hair. So she can't even have her toner, she can't have her concealer. Every Ulta near and around my state no longer has multiple different aisles for each different kind of like makeup and makeup brand. It's mostly just skincare now. Cool! It can be clean girl makeup. Sure, invite in the Sephora kids. But keep them in the back corner. We want our makeup as adults. We have to look presentable for things like court and work. we wanna care, sure. Clean girl makeup's okay sometimes, but not for actual regular day workers. Do you know how gunked up and gross my pores would be if I did not do any form of, like, protective layers before going into work. I wear lotion, specifically eczema cream, because I get rashes really easily. And I don't want my skin drying out. But also I also do like eyeliner and some concealer. It prevents my skin from absorbing oils or drying out at the window. Sorry that I want my skin to not be attacked by my job, but that's kind of what makeup does. It is a protective layer that you can wipe off at the end of the day when you wash your face. Makeup has more benefits than just looking different. That's not the only use for makeup. But if we're gonna wear it, we want it to at least look right. That's why, like, foundation and concealer matches are so important. So for her to look for hours and look through so many different brands, because we only have so many available, and all of them being either too pink or too yellow for her, sometimes even too orange, is wrong. That's not how skin looks. And she usually looks for full coverage because she has really sunken in, like, deep eye bags because she barely gets any amount of peace. Because, kid, anyone with a child, I respect you so very deeply. Children are so bad. They are awful. They are demons. Don't get me wrong, they can be good. They can be sweet little angels. But most of the time, they are intrusive, thought-filled monsters that have nothing stopping them because their brain has not fully developed a consciousness that allows them to say, hey, you know what, this is not a good idea. Adults have one that they've developed over many years of learning and effort. Children have none. Do you remember being a thoughtless child, being like, I want to be nice, I want to be kind, I want to throw mud in the house. What would happen if the dog ate this? Things like that. Intrusive thoughts. Children are full of intrusive thoughts. That is what they run most of their life on until they learn which intrusive thoughts are bad ideas. Us as adults are supposed to teach kids how to avoid doing the bad intrusive thoughts. Like yelling out, that woman farted in public. Because I remember doing that to some people. Or accidentally pickpocketing. Like, ooh, shiny. Ooh, distracted. Forgot it was in my hand. Walked out of the store with it. Whoopsie. I've done that with things before, even as an adult. Sometimes I accidentally steal things, and it's really just like, damn. Don't you do it? Have you ever just forgotten you were holding something? I've done that more often than I should have. Usually it's with like a really small item that was less than $2. But it still shouldn't happen. The only time I ever put things on the completely wrong shelf is when my friend leaves the store without buying anything, even though I wanted to buy something. And I'm just like, you know what, I'll just not buy it, I guess. So I just leave it and leave with her. Because I don't even like being in public alone. Which is why when I went to the con, I brought a friend and was like, hey, let's hang out until I find buddies that I can hang out with, cosplay-wise. And then you can play in the game room. Because this is why you wanted to be here. Was for the video games. Though we didn't even know there was a game room on the upstairs of the Comic-Con. And well, they should have added more signs. Because they had a gaming tournament and he would have had such a blast the entire time. And I feel kind of bad. Like, he would have had so much fun. And I would have just been vibing, not alone. I just wanted a friend to go with me. I don't like being alone in public places. If you walk up to me and try to talk to me, I will say hi, and I will chat with you. As long as you want to. You can even stick around. That is fully allowed. I'm not used to attention, but I love chatting with people. And I like meeting new people and making new friends. Still found it weird that only 2 people cosplayed as Aizawa. Out of all of the My Hero Academia people, only 2 of us were Aizawas. And I saw none the previous day. I also saw nobody dressed up as Rainbow Dash. I was the only one who chose Rainbow Dash. I chose 2 characters that I knew the creators of, like, those shows and those characters was gonna be there. Nobody else, like, did any research into the con of, like, anything? Like, of who else was gonna be there? And, like, base their, like, cosplays off of that? Not many. Not many people did. Do people really just go to cons as, like, whatever? Not based off of, like, the event in the con? Yeah, I feel so awkward doing something like that. Though I feel like next time I go, because it's a 2-day con, I'm probably gonna go as a Demon Slayer character. Probably she knows, since she's the character that I cosplay the best as. Since I really do not like wearing wigs for very long. I mean, I will. I have. I've even fallen asleep in a wig before. I just don't like to, because if I do wear them for over a certain period of time, I will wash them. And washing them can wear down the glue if you wash them in too warm of water, and separate the hair from the base of the wig. Depending on how shitty the wig. All of my wigs are very, very cheap. They're very cheaply made, very cheaply owned. I bought them all online and styled them according to my needs. The reason I buy cheap wigs, though, is because if they do get damaged or anything happens, I can easily replace them. The reason I don't get contacts is because of the fact that they expire very quickly, like within like a 6-month period, and I'm not gonna wear them that often within that much time, so it's just a waste of money. Especially since eye contacts are very, very expensive for something so simple and so small. So I'd rather not wear contacts. Also, they fit very weirdly in my eyes and burn, so I might be allergic to them. So, no thank you. I already can't see very well, which is why I wear glasses whenever I go outside my house. It's because I genuinely don't want to not have good eyesight. I would like my eyesight to improve, not worsen. So that's why I choose to not wear contacts. It's because I already can't see that well. And I would like to maintain the level of eyesight that I have currently. I don't have to wear my glasses when I'm at home, at my desk, because I can see in front of me perfectly fine without my glasses. Apparently I can read smaller print than a lot of people. But I also used to play those like detective games where you had to find tiny items on a screen surrounded by other tiny items. I got so good at those that I could get like all of the 12 items in under 10 seconds every game. And my grandma would just come back seeing me beat her score and get like the perfect score of the entire level every single time. I'm really good at spot the difference, apparently. And she's like, how do you play it on the phone? It's so tiny. And I'm like, I'm nearsighted. It's the only area I can see. Why would I play it on the computer? And she was like, fair enough. She needs glasses to see near and far. So she's not nearsighted or farsighted. She's like the bad at both section, because she's old. And that happens to old people, where you get bad at both. When I'm old, I hope I'm only ever bad at seeing far away. I would like to maintain my nearsightedness to be perfect. I don't want to lose my nearsightedness. It's quite useful, actually. If there are any games that I am actually bad at, it's games where you have to use any form of reading or battleship, because apparently I can't see where the lines on the spaces meet with the numbers. You could say G6 and I might accidentally say miss if I think it's G7. It's not intentional ever. My friend completely and utterly thinks I am lying and that it is intentional every time. I can assure you, it's not. I just can't read. I wish it was intentional. I wish I was cheating on purpose. I'm not. I promise you. I can fully 100% assure you. I am not cheating. I just suck at reading. Which is ironic, because I'm a writer. I'm really good at writing stories. I was told I'm also really good at reading them. Do you ever want me to just read a book over one of my videos? Just have a voiceover of me reading? Would y'all enjoy that? Also, I don't know whether that would be considered copyright or not. So, that's also why I just haven't done that. As much as I would love to share with you my favorite books. Because I would also I would put a link to the book in the description. From Barnes & Nobles, because that's where I got most of my books. It would also get me into reading again. Because honestly, I miss reading, and I miss having a reason to read. I very much so like to do things like art and reading. All of my hobbies are relatively just sit-down tasks because I hate moving. But then, again, I also like rollerblading, so... I think the only reason I like rollerblading, though, is because of how fast I could go. I'm decent at rollerblading if I have, like, rollerblades. I'm bad at roller skating. The difference between roller skating and rollerblading is, roller skating is when you have four wheels and they're, like, next to you have two sets next to each other. Rollerblading is when they're lined up. I prefer rollerblading. It's easier to turn, easier to get momentum and speed. It's a preference thing, because some people say roller skating is easier. Roller skating is easier to maintain balance and stuff. I personally feel like if I'm wearing roller skates, I'm gonna fall on my fucking face. So, it is really just a preference thing. Because the amount of times I've almost fallen while filming as Rainbow Dash, because I was wearing roller skates, not roller blades, so many times. I don't like bike riding. I hate it so very much. I like activities where my legs have to move as little as possible, which is why I don't like running, I don't like walking, and I don't like bike riding. It's just too much effort, personally. Someone being like, oh, you should walk more, and I'm like, nah, that shit gives me suicidal thoughts. It really does, though. The last time I was walking, was because, I got stranded. And, nobody was answering me. So, I was just in the middle of nowhere for hours alone, walking. I was still injured at this point too, because this was after I got into like a car accident. I was on the verge of like mental breakdown during these walks. But there are other times where I've just been, when I walk, it's usually because I am contemplating. If you ever see me go on a walk, it's because there's some suicidal thoughts going on. And I'm definitely walking towards a cliff. So, if I ever see I'm going on a walk, it's not a good sign. I hope you know. Yeah. Also, if you think a happy person is unlikely to have bad thoughts, that's a huge lie. The happier the person looks, usually the sadder they are. Ironically. So, check in on your happy friends. If you want a real way to help your thoughts, find out what relaxes you and calms your mind. Don't just recommend something to a person, because that is personal preference, honestly. Everybody has things that calms them down. Some, it could be a walk. Some, walking makes it worse. Some people, it's exercise. Some people would rather die. Everything in life is about personal preference, honestly. It's like comparing cats and dogs. Those are completely different species. Each person is completely different in a lot of ways. Now nowadays we have more terms to describe the differences between people. Also, I wish everyone would just stop like having public signs of affection, because I do not want to see you make out with your wife in your car at the drive-thru. Get out of my drive-thru. I find it very disturbing, honestly. Like, just, no. Please stop. Go away. You look like two fat cows. Frenching it for corn. I think I find a lot of things disturbing, honestly. And my friend keeps being like, oh, you'll change your mind. You'll probably be that one person who says they don't like kids when they're young and then ends up with 5. And I'm like, no. I don't like kids now. I barely tolerate yours. And the only reason I choose to babysit him is because I care about you, not because I care about your kid. I love my friends, and I want her to have the best life she can have. And if it means making sure her kid don't kill himself, because he's kind of one of the only reasons she's not dead, because he gave her a reason to live, then I will support that and make sure he don't hurt himself or kill himself. Because kids are very stupid, and if left alone long enough, they will not only destroy the house, but themselves too. I ever open up about how dark my thoughts are sometimes, because at the end of the day, I have coping mechanisms and ways to deal with them as they come so that I can laugh about them later. Which is kind of what you're supposed to do, is come up with a coping mechanism. If you constantly shut off your emotions and don't let yourself feel in the moment, it's just gonna overwhelm you at one point, because it's gonna hit you. It's gonna overflow, and it's all gonna come out all at once. Don't let yourself hit that spilling point by slowly maintaining with the issues as they come. If you can't fix it, change it, or do anything about it, then it's not your problem. So keep that in mind too. That was my motto in life for so long, and it very much helps me with things. It prevents a lot of dark thoughts from really taking over. Because at the end of the day, if I can't do anything about it, why should it be my problem? For a very long time, though, there was a point in time where I kept giving up hobbies because I either didn't have the supplies, because, well, not because I couldn't afford them or get them or have access to them, but because I was not motivated to do the hobbies that I loved. I always liked and valued my time alone. And something everyone realized in my family is if I'd become a hermit, I definitely would, very easily. And they're afraid of that being a thing. They really want me to, like, have the fall in love and the romance, and I'm just like, no, thank you. They don't even care with who. They just want me to have it in general. Because I'm at the age where they're just, like, not even, like, one person. But the thing is, I don't think I've ever really genuinely had a crush on anyone, even in high school. My entire childhood. I don't think I've genuinely ever fell in love with someone, or even had a crush on them. I've been physically attracted to some people, being like, oh, they're really gorgeous. But it never went past that. Like, I like them as a person, but, like, it never went anywhere. I never fantasized about people. I never wanted them, like, in a relationship. I didn't even think about asking them out. I didn't care to. Can I say I've loved people? Yeah. One of my best friends, Haley, I loved her. But, like, I didn't want to fuck her. I did think about it once, though, to, like, try things out. But, like, to me that was more of an experiment to see what I was into, rather than actual attraction. I was like, I don't want a relationship, I kind of just wanted, like, something to try, to see if I actually am just not interested in anyone. And everyone in my friend group also came to the conclusion, I just don't think that's your thing. I'm like, I kind of agree, but I It'd be nice if it was. I've tried so hard to, like, see if I could fall in love with people. It's not something I'm capable of, unfortunately. I can love people, but falling in love and actually loving people are two completely different things to me. Falling in love to me means wanting everything. With a person. Like, not just their personality, not just their body. Just being around them at any moment just relaxes you. Of course, there can be some fun times. But, like, just the wanting to be there for them and then more. Because I can't say I want my friends like that. I love my friends, but not in that way. I don't know how to better describe it, honestly. Because don't get me wrong, I can hang with friends, but I don't want to be around them that often. I personally would get very overwhelmed and depressed if I was around people too often. I find people very draining, socially and emotionally. I tolerate a lot of people. Well, technically, I tolerate all people. The difference between the average person and a friend is I will keep talking to the friend. That's it. I do just tolerate a lot of people, though. Like, I don't hate you or detest you. I just don't want to talk to you. I do like chatting to people during, like, cons and stuff, because I get to talk about my interests. And they're actually interested in those things, too. It's like, yeah, I found my people. I was recognized once, by one of my actual, like, subscribers in person while at my job. And I found that very interesting. It only ever happened once. And I'm kind of glad it only ever happened once. But if I'm at my job, do not take photos of me. It's actually, like, in my contract that I signed that I'm not allowed to really take photos while behind the counter or of any of what's going down in the building. They do make you sign contracts when signing up for certain jobs. That is the truth. I've had a person ask to take a picture with me before, though. That was really weird. Cause, like, they didn't even say, like, if they recognized me or anything. They were just like, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, no. The main reason I say no at work, though, is because I look like shit. When I'm at work, I'm not happy. I am in my worst state. Because when I'm doing YouTube, I'm ready to be on camera. When I'm filming, I get dressed for camera. I get ready for the camera. I make sure I look at least halfway decent. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, I still did skincare or some form of something to make sure I don't look dead completely. Because I'm aware that everything that goes on YouTube will be on the internet forever. And I would like it to be something I wouldn't hate to look at later. Even though I do judge myself on a daily basis. Not even in a bad way. It's constructive criticism. To film an art video. I'm just trying to finish the last coaster. takes me about an hour per coaster. I knew it was going to. It's been like 50 minutes. I still talked most of this video. Usually I don't talk very much. Usually I'm in a very, like, quiet, sad mood. But I think the reason I'm more chatty now than when I was on live today was I was kind of upset that I was alone the whole time. But, like, the video saves, so I don't know why I'd care. It was like I ran out of steam. And my motivation went. But I did get to draw, and I do like drawing. You get to see, like, the real, like, form of my art style come out into light with that, though. Which is why I deleted the pool, because I finally did it. I can cut it off the list. I drew it. Though I'm going to add the art poll thing for the art challenge until I do all 20. The next one is the eye one. Forgot what it was called. Whoops. Oh well. I'll find out. I'll find out when it's necessary. Though I do really like art, and it is one of, like, my bigger hobbies. People commenting criticism when it comes to art, it's really funny to me every time, because I'm like, you think I already don't do this or haven't fixed this already? If I identify an issue with something that I notice, I will find a solution. And I'll tell you about the issue. I'm not looking for an answer. I'm just looking to complain. That is the only difference. That's why, if you are a husband who has a wife, and they come to you with an issue, just listen. And then ask them after, do you need a solution, or did you just want to complain? You can ask them that, or just be the listener and just move on. But do not just give them the answer to the problem, because they will come up with reasons why that's not what they're gonna do. Because in my experience, when it comes to people, is it's better to just listen. Better to just listen. It's not even just women that do this, though. Some men do it, too. I just hear most Reddit people commenting about their wives who do this. Or YouTubers saying, why does my wife do this? I'm like, bro, the answer is simple. She just wants you to listen. or complain about it with her. Okay, you know that does suck. But I bet you already gave me the solution for it. glad to know someone aren't like that, and they will just genuinely ask if they are having an issue. Which shows how diverse people are. And also how not everything relates to everyone. Which is why you can't just say it's a general statement, or that it's guaranteed to happen. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to certain things. Like, who knows? I might not live till I'm 60. I might live till be only 25. The world may never know. Who knows? I might even get cancer one day. I had a tumor in my mouth once. It was benign, but like, there was a chance of it being malignant. That was a possibility. I had a tumor. Technically, if you have a tumor, you can say you had cancer. My zodiac is Cancer. My actual birthday is on June 25th. But the reason I don't really like saying anything about my birthday until it's like last minute, or if it is the day of my birthday I won't say anything about it, is because of bad luck. I believe it's bad luck to celebrate my birthday. So, if I therefore don't celebrate my birthday or wait till a different day, I will have good luck for the rest of the year. And so far, it has been true. As long as I don't act cocky. Because if I act cocky, the gods punish me. And I will say the gods and not just the God for a reason. I believe every God exists. It does not matter who is in charge, but what makes a god is that it is an unstoppable, immortal power that mortals cannot do anything against. That is my definition of what a god is. I could be very wrong or very right. But also the creation of God is the beginning and the end of time. Like the creation and the destruction of God is the beginning and the end of the time. Also, I did some research about the cornucopia thing in like the Fruit of the Loom logo. The company was just lying about removing it. That shit is wild. Why would they lie about something like that? Probably to get some like people to like be like, ooh, Mandela effect, and have a lot of people talking about it, which makes people buy products about it. But still fucked. Like, why are you lying to us? Why are you lying to us, man? You did nothing wrong. just gonna film until this one is done. It's gonna take me longer than an hour for this one, I guess. Probably because I was distracted talking. Not completely focused on finishing it. Which makes sense. The lion's a very pretty color. This one, like, fits within the alphabet. Like, all of them are marked out of alphabetic, like, letters. And I love that. Also, finding out that one of my subscribers gave me over $500, that's wild, bro. I mean, this was over many, many months and days. So, it's not like it was all at once. But that also seems like a lot, but it really isn't. Considering how fast $500 can go to zero. Because $200 is like one grocery bill for a week. More so if you're feeding multiple people. My dad used to be able to fill the pantry, the fridge, and another freezer in the basement for only like $200. And now it's 3 times as much. Maybe even 4, honestly. Which is why the pantry is almost always empty. Yeah. There is no winning nowadays. Money can barely get anywhere. And we're all slowly gonna die. So why not just live life the way you want to? Find your version of happy and content. Like, why can't we make life on Earth heaven? And the answer is because we all hate each other way too much. So why can't we just stop hating each other? Also, I love using people's religions against them. It's really funny. Also, people saying to me to seek God is really ironic, because I talk to more of them than you guys do. I pray to more gods than the average person. Because atheist is one God. And also, an atheist and a religious person can end up loving each other and be perfectly fine with it. And it's happened many times where they've just been like, we may not agree with where the voice may come from. We just care what the meaning is. Which is kind of the whole point of religion, is it doesn't matter where the voice comes from. It's the message that matters. And the message is usually be kind and respectful to each other, and let people live the way that they seem fit, as there is no right way to live your life. If a person wishes to condemn themselves to hell, let that be their own choice. I don't care if I go to hell. I do not care if I go to heaven. I just care if people are nice to each other. Controversial, I know. Anyway, have a good night, my Fab fans. Peace, love, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!